Hey everybody, my name is Teresa and this is my TBR for the Amazing Readathon. Hey y'all, welcome to or back to my channel. Like I said, today I'm going over my TBR for TAR, which is the Amazing Readathon, hosted and run by the amazing Bree from Four Paws in a Book. I will link her video down below. It'll also be linked up here in the cards, but I will post the announcement video in the description so you can go check her out. Make sure to give her a follow. This year it's really fun because there is a non-competitive team. So if you're someone who's like, I've always wanted to participate, but I can't stand the pressure, you can join the competitive team. Or if you want to be competitive and you haven't joined yet, you can join my team, which is Lorekeepers, led by Leandra from Leandra the TBR Zero and Katy from I'd Rather Be Reading. As of filming, it has officially started, so I'm a little late getting this video out, but hey, what you gonna do? It is what it is. So let's go ahead and talk about the books. We have our 10 main prompts, but we don't know in what order they're dropping. Okay, so the first prompt I have, read a cozy book. And I'm going to choose Death in the Downline by Maria Abrams. This is a multi-level marketing murder mystery. It's a cozy mystery, therefore it fits the cozy. Plus mysteries to me are just kind of a cozy genre read for me. And this, like I said, is about murder in an MLM. I don't know much about it. I haven't looked really into it. All I know is it said MLM murder mystery, and I'm like, sign me up. So that's for cozy book. Next up, we have read a book with a romance. So for this one, I'm going to be reading An Ember in the Ashes by Staf. This is actually a required read for me this month because I'm participating with Krista from Books and Jams and Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand. They are doing a read-along of the entire series, so the 4 books in the series. And every month, we're reading a new book. This month, we're reading Ember in the Ashes, so it fits perfectly. I was able to add it. This is a reread for me. I have read this book a long time ago, closer to when it came out. Absolutely loved it, so I will be rereading. It's like dual POV. On one side, we have our girl. She's like poor, the poorer class, the lower class, whatever you want to call it. So she's an orphan. She's living with her grandparents. The government comes in, kills her grandparents, and takes her brother and says, hey, he is a traitor. He is a rebel. So we're putting him in prison. She escapes and basically connects with the actual rebels because she's like, there's no way my brother is involved in this. But she feels the only way to get him out is to connect with them, even though she's not really too keen on what they're doing. So she is tasked to infiltrate this war college, or I don't know if it's a college or like a high school, but it's where they train their warriors. So that is where we follow our second POV, and he is one of the top students, like almost ready to graduate, and he is like about to graduate and about to become one of the elite leaders, but he basically deserts because he's like, yeah, I ain't about what this is about. I don't agree with what y'all stand for. I don't like how other people are treated, so I'm out. And I'm sure you can imagine, being a YA fantasy, that there is romance that ensues within the series, but definitely within this book, there is a romance in this book. So that is why I picked it for this prompt. So the next prompt is to read a book with a green cover. I'm going to be reading The Arc Plan. I realized in my TBR video, I said Edge of Extinction. Edge of Extinction is the series name. The title of the book is The Arc Plan. So as you can see, this is a very, very green book. There's a lot of green all over this book. And I'm just going to read the synopsis to you really quickly because it's too good. Oh, this is a middle grade sci-fi dystopian type story. 150 years ago, the first dinosaurs were cloned and then nearly wiped out the human race. The only way to survive was to move underground. 5 years ago, Sky Mundy's father mysteriously disappeared from North Compound, one of 4 facilities where the last of humanity has been trying to rebuild, leaving her all alone. Yesterday, Sky found a message from him saying that the fate of the world depends on Sky delivering a package to someone above ground, but no one can survive above ground. Now, Sky is going anyway. With her best friend Sean in tow, she will try to fulfill her father's impossible request. As Sky ventures topside into a lost world ruled by dinosaurs, she will discover it's just as dangerous as she has always feared, but is nothing like she had ever expected. And the school library journal says, a clever take on Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. Nonstop action, marauding dinosaurs, and kids on the run. What's not to like? Exactly. What's not to like? So this is the book I'm reading for green cover. Dinosaurs, y'all. you know I'm going to read this book. After that, we have kind of an interesting prompt. This is to read a low rated book that you think you'll love. So most people, like on Goodreads or whatever, have rated it pretty low, but you know, one that I think could possibly still really enjoy, and that is The House in the Pines by Anna Rees. This one is like a 3.10 and has a heck of a lot of ratings. I'll put the ratings here for this book, but it does not have good ratings, and that is a little bit worrisome. But I don't always agree with the average rating on Goodreads, and it does sound pretty fascinating. This is a book about a woman who, when she was a high school senior, watched her best friend drop dead at the feet of a man named Frank, who was someone that they were kind of enamored with over the summer. And I'm assuming he's kind of an older man, so like pretty sure there's some nefarious stuff going on there. A few years later, she's off, she's graduated college, she's living in a different city, and she stumbles across this YouTube video of this young girl dropping dead at the feet of some dude. And when it shows his face, guess what? It's Frank. So she's like, what the heck? Obviously, trauma inducing. She goes back home to her mom's house and discovers this journal that her deceased father had written, like a story that he had wrote before she was born. Somehow it connects to all of this stuff, and from what the book said, all roads seem to be leading back to Frank's cabin in the woods. So definitely curious on this one. I don't know if it's paranormal. I don't know if it's just, if it's like cultish. I don't know. But it sounds good to me. It's like, it's a thriller. I love thrillers, so I'm hoping that I will be in the minority here and really like this book. Next up, we have a book set in a big city, and I'm going to be reading Rise by Freya Finch. This book is a YA fantasy about Valkyries. It follows the youngest sister in a family of Valkyries. They live at a Renaissance fair in Chicago. So Chicago is obviously a very large city. One day her mom disappears while going on a mission for Odin, and she starts having visions of Ragnarok. Some crazy stuff goes down. There's like a half human, half giant, a zombie. There is a new member of their Renaissance fair, a Black Knight, and our main character is tasked to deliver him to Valhalla, which is basically he needs to die. She needs to kill him so his soul can join the Eternal Army, Odin's Eternal Army. But she decides that, yeah, she's not going to obey that command. And so her and him and a bunch of people have to team up and try and survive Ragnarok, and obviously deal with the consequences of not delivering this boy to Odin like she was supposed to. So I'm very, very excited for this. I love Norse mythology. I know a lot of people are kind of like over mythology at this point. I'm not. So when I saw this at the library, I was like, yeah, just this cover. It was definitely a cover grab at the library. So I'm very excited to get this one. Then we have Violent Word in the title. I'm choosing to read the book Murder Between Friends by Liz Lawson. This is a YA thriller murder mystery type of book. Usually those don't really work well for me. I prefer my thrillers adult, but this one sounded intriguing and I decided to pick it up. And murder, of course, is a violent word. I don't know a whole lot about this one. I'm kind of going into it blind. What I do know is there was a group of friends, like 3 best friends, and they split apart because one of the friends accused the brother of another one of the friends of killing somebody. I don't remember who they killed, but they killed somebody. And so he went away to prison. And so of course that puts a rift in here, right? If your best friend is accusing your brother and you're like, I don't believe you, and there's a whole bunch of garbage going to happen. Well, a couple of years later, I think he's being released, or there's new evidence or something, and the girl that accused him is starting to doubt if she even saw what she thought she saw. So you know there's going to be some messy friendships going on. It doesn't always work for me, but this one just sounded intriguing. I kind of want to read it and see what really happened, and maybe they can catch the real killer and repair their friendship. Probably not, but hey, one can hope, right? Next is you need to read a book that was shorter than your previous read, and for that I am picking Rougarou Magic by Rachel M. Marsh. So this is a very short book. It's like under 300 pages. Every other book that I have on my TBR is over 300 pages. So no matter where this falls, I know that it'll fit and I can read it for my prompt. This is a book about a rougarou, which is a dog-like creature. I'm not sure if it's more like a werewolf, man-dog, or more just like a giant wolf type creature from Cajun folklore. It's kind of a cryptid, which is also freaking awesome. I love cryptids. Hey guys, I realized as I was editing this back that I got some of the details about this book wrong, so I'm going to quickly correct that mistake. This book is about a 12-year-old girl, and she moved to Boston with her mother and stepfather. She wants nothing more to move herself and her mom from the freezing city right back to Grandma's house in Louisiana. She dreams of escaping her stepfather's corny jokes and bland food and the relentless bullying at school. When she transfers to a new school and has a chance to start fresh, she plans to be as un-Cajun as possible in order to blend in, but then Grandma sends her a mischievous and magical monster from Cajun folklore, Rue the Rougarou. While Grandma might have meant for rambunctious Rue to keep her company, she must juggle making new friends, outsmarting a bully, creating her best art to qualify for an upcoming competition, and hiding her mysterious magical canine companion from everyone. Rougarou is a magic-laced, tenderly drawn love letter to Cajun folklore, the bittersweetness of starting over when you least expect it, and the unlikely friends you make along the way. Those of you who don't know what Cajun is or who the Cajun people are, it's a people group in like deep Louisiana, deep South, and I believe they're descended from the French settlers. And so they have very unique accents, very unique culture. Gambit from X-Men, the cartoon, that the TV show cartoon that used to play in like the 90s and 2000s. Oh my gosh, he is my favorite. I love him so much, and he has a Cajun accent. But yeah, it sounds really, really sweet. It's a middle grade, and I'm excited to read it. Then we have a book with an over-the-top cover. For that, I'm picking Sirens by Amelia Hart. This cover, I think it's gorgeous, but it's also very busy. It has a lot going on. I mean, I think it works, but to me, this is a bit over the top as far as the cover goes. This is a dual timeline story that deals with sisters and trauma and sirens, maybe. Basically, this book, we follow like nowadays woman who wakes up with her hands around the throat of her ex-lover, and she like freaks out. I don't know if she kills him or if she's just like choking him out. I don't know. She flees to her sister's house in New South Wales, Australia, and her sister's missing. And there's like a whole bunch of weird things going on. There's talks about hearing women's voices coming from the ocean. There's men who are disappearing. And you know, you kind of get the idea of maybe it's a siren-y type of thing. And then we go to the 1800s and we have two Irish sisters who are sent on a convict boat to Australia, which I think is fascinating. I have never read anything regarding that topic, fiction or nonfiction, before, so I'm really excited for this. As they are on their boat, they feel a stronger and stronger pull to the ocean, and weird things start happening in their bodies. So of course I'm like, well, they're becoming sirens. Like, yeah, that's what they're doing. I am really excited for this one, though. I read Wayward, which is her debut book, earlier this year and thought it was beautifully written, and so I'm really, really excited. This is her sophomore novel, and I'm really, really excited to get to this one and hope that it is just as beautiful as Wayward, if not more so. And I just feel like it's the perfect like going into summer read. Speaking of summer, now we're doing the exact opposite, and that is to read a book with a chilling cover or a winter setting. So this I'm choosing chilling as in spooky, and I'm reading The Underwood Tapes by Amanda DeWitt. This story, from what I gathered on the synopsis, is a very heavy grief story, like dealing with heavy, heavy grief. It's about a teenage girl whose mother died in a car accident, I believe. So she goes back to her mother's hometown of Florida and gets a job working for a historical society transcribing cassette tapes. And she's like, this is super boring. And that's what I need because I don't want any reminders of my mom and, you know, all that. So I just need to have the most boring, mundane job I can have. As she is transcribing these tapes, she hears the voice of a young man named Jake, I think his name is, something like that. We'll just call him Jake for the sake of this video. And as she's listening to these tapes, she realizes that Jake can hear her and Jake can respond to her. So they strike up a friendship, but it's like, well, okay, this is, 20 some years ago. How are we now talking? So something paranormal, something spooky's going on. And then I guess you go, like, there's also a point of view from 1970s where a hurricane destroyed a lot of the town and Jake's uncle died, and somehow that is connected. I don't really know all the details. I just know this sounds really interesting. And it says it's for anyone that needs a good cry And I'm like, yeah, I need a good cry. So this is what I'm gonna have to, like, make sure I'm home for, not out driving around and like crying in my car, because that's just awkward. But yeah, I'm very excited for this, and the cover does look quite chilling, quite spooky. So that is what I'm choosing. Final prompt is to read a book with a celestial or godly word in the title. I originally was going to read The Lost World by Michael Crichton, because world is a celestial term, but I decided that I really want to take my time with this and just enjoy it throughout the month. I'm doing a buddy read with Leandra and Rainy. Their Patreons are getting together and doing buddy reads of 2 books, and in June we're reading The Lost World. So while I was going to put it on, I decided I'm going to read something else because I want to take my time with this, and this readathon is all about quick. So what I'm going to read instead is World War Z by Max Brooks. This is a copy I got at a free little library. It is pretty beat up, but that's okay because I'm going to be tandem reading this with the audiobook. But World War Z is basically World War Zombie, and world is celestial. Same with Jurassic World. I mean, it's the same word, so it works. This is an oral history of the zombie war, and it's written as a nonfiction, and it's written as like a reporter telling the story of the zombie war. I saw the movie. I know the movie is very different from the book, but I saw the movie, loved the movie. It was so good. One of the better zombie movies out there, in my opinion. So I decided I should probably read the book. So this is the final book on my TBR for Tar. Those are the 10 books that I am for sure, well, hopefully for sure, reading during the month. We also have sightseeing prompts that are dropping throughout the month, throughout the readathon, which we don't know what they are until they drop. So I don't have even piles of possibilities because I have zero clue. I'm just gonna pull off my TBR, my Jurassic TBR, and hope that I can get all those read towards prompts and just see where the realms take me and what I end up reading. So anyways, go Lorekeepers. We are the best team. We're gonna win because we are all about family. Our extra bonus is to read a book about family or regarding family dynamics in some way or another. So yes, I'm hoping that some of these have family in them. I wasn't really looking for that, but we'll just have to read them and see what happens. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to participate in TAR, like I said, go ahead and go to Bree's video, check it out. And if you liked me, then make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to see more TBRs, more videos, wrap-ups on how I did in the month, and make sure you give this a thumbs up if you would please. I would really appreciate it. It would really help me out. Let me know if you've read any of these books, you're interested in books, if you're taking part. Are you on the winning team or are you on a losing team? Anyways, let me know down in the comments below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.